Oi, 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 oi. Oi, 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 oi. Oi, oi, oi. Oi, oi, oi. Oi, 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 oi. Hello there, guys. Welcome back to James Redmond TV. And if you haven't clicked off due to the terrible humming and singing, then thank you. I appreciate it, because I'm here to have a boss time. You can see me well from the looks of it. You can hear me well, I hope. And we're here to talk about a lot of good stuff as well as bad stuff, and it's mostly bad stuff because there's not many good stuff. But I'm always aiming to be a more positive YouTuber, always striving to do such thing, and I'm very, very happy to be here with you all. I'm not expecting the audience to be big, as this live stream was set up 5 minutes ago. But I do content when I can. I've been transitioning, I'm moving out at the moment as we speak, hence the change in backgrounds and stuff like that. I've gone back to my job. I know. Only, like, you know, I don't know. I had to go back to my job. I'm moving out. It was just like, it's a little bit of extra cash. It's a great job. It's one that I've had multiple times. I'm very aware of it. I enjoy it. And it is everyone booming. We've nearly got 100 people. Whoa! Yes, guys. Everyone just came out of nowhere. Thank you. Redman says, FSG selling empty dreams. Facts. Josiah says, hello. Oh, I'm going to shout out people because there's loads. Kickers, hello, Justin. Yes, bro. 67, liquid form. Zaid, or Zaid? How have I not got your name yet? Zaid. Sorry, bro, I'm so sorry. Let me know how to pronounce that, because I don't want to be disrespectful. You're a long-time viewer. Dylan, Malach, Kickers, everyone's here. This is Belter. Hello there, everyone. We've got loads to talk about, mate. You know what I mean? We've got energy. We've got bad news, good news. I suppose where we start is Jude Bellingham. Let's be fully for real. We need to make sure that we're here talking about the key basics, the premise of the Jude Bellingham transfer, which has been the one thing, the first piece of the jigsaw which rebuilds Liverpool, and it's been the one thing that's been very likely to happen. And guys, to be honest, usually I'd go at the media. Usually I would have a go at a specific journalist, maybe someone who has pushed the narrative more than others. But guys, even the people who I've spoke to, credible people, they haven't said we'll get Jude Bellingham, but yes, the interest was there. It's been very likely, and also it's also known that Jude Bellingham's family likes the idea of Liverpool. There's been no doubt, you've seen the evidence, the flirting that goes on between Jude Bellingham and our players. So I'm just here saying to you all, right, that the Jude Bellingham stuff was real. And you know I'm honest. I'll be transparent as anything with yous, mate. I'm not here to lie to yous. I've got no incentive in this YouTube game. I'm here to have fun and make a few mates along the way. And if money comes along with that, great. But I'm here to talk about football. And if I hold back certain things just because I want interviews with players, then unfortunately I'm not being fully sincere. And I respect people who do that. So I've got no reason to sit here and be like, yeah, we actually are linked with Jude Bellingham. But it's true. We want him. But now it's came out. Let me know if I'm wrong, chat, but we're in an article from Sky Sports, someone in Germany, I believe, who said that now Jude Bellingham is questioning coming to Liverpool because he questions the future of the football club, or the near future. Because although Jude's young, he can't afford to come to Liverpool and be in a rebuild for 2 seasons where, okay, next season we push for top 4, and then the season after that we'll hope for the league, but we really don't know yet. They need to set out a plan that's going to be enticing. All right, then, so I'm Jude Bellingham. Use of the guys, use of the board, use of the manager. Right, mate. I can't really do a Birmingham accent. Brummy. My name is Jude Bellingham, and I'm a sick man. What are you going to do for me? Like, if I come to the club, what happens? Do you build the team around me, or do I just play with Jordan Henderson? That was a mad accent. You get the point, though. He's trying to identify, okay, if I come in, am I playing next to a Fabinho who looks like he's had the baby, a Jordan Henderson who just should not be starting for Liverpool Football Club as much as I love the man to pieces. Thiago who plays once every 3 games, Keita who's going to be gone by that point, Oxlade's going to be gone. Who comes out around you, Bellingham? Because he's getting Thiago every so often. He doesn't want to play with Tyler Morton and Bajcetic. And I love Tyler Morton and Bajcetic. I actually think they can be very, very good assets for the football club. Whether they play or whether they get sold, I think both of them are valuable. I think if Tyler Morton gets sold, you're getting at least 15 mil. Bajcetic gets sold, 15 mil? Maybe not right now, but in a couple of years, that's definitely a possibility. Jude Bellingham doesn't want to play around those players. I'm sorry. to break it to you. We need to make sure we go out and show further ambition. Okay, so if I'm coming in, who's coming in around me? Don't you worry, Jude. We're going to go ahead and get... Who's the name that pops in me? I thought Camavinga, but he's at Real Madrid. We're not getting him. But you know what I mean. Some fella from Benfica who's probably really, really good at footy because he plays at Benfica. Anyway, Arsenal. Alex says, hi, mate. Lee sent me. I do Arsenal. That's why loads of people came along. Big up to Lee. Big up to Lee for sending everyone over. I really appreciate it. I think he's done a raid. We done a stream on Lee's channel yesterday, so go check that out, guys. Big up to my G League gunner. James Redmond or Jack Grealish. I wouldn't even say that was a good accent, you know, people. I think I do some questionable accents, some really good ones. That was not one of them. Link them up with Carvalho and Elliott. The last thing I want to see, chat, is this W or an L. The last thing I want to see is a midfield of Fabio Carvalho, Harvey Elliott, and Jude Bellingham, unless we're playing under nines. Then it'll be fun, you know what I mean? Just flick it over there. I do not want to see that ever in a Premier League game, Champions League game, even against the Football League 2 side. Because there's one really, really easy way to break that down. There's no way I want to see... You want to see that, T-Boys TV? Guys, come on. Let's not smoke crack cocaine. You can't play a midfield of all Fabio Carvalho, Harvey Elliott and Jude Bellingham. Unless you're playing 4 centre midfielders, which makes no goddamn sense. Makes no goddamn sense. I wouldn't say that, but... In regard to the news, guys, the reason why I don't think the Jude Bellingham transfer is going to happen is because the club, I just don't see the ambition that they're going to be able to portray to him, opposed to a Manchester United who could be getting new owners, or Manchester City who don't have to worry about any investigation for 4 years because they sent in the envelope. Sorry, pronounced that wrong. Anyway, that's mad, that situation. We need to talk about the City and remind me about that in a bit. But it's crazy to me, because I wouldn't join if I was Jude Bellingham, and I don't think it's even about top 4. I genuinely believe it's about where are we going to be in 12 months' time, where are you going to be in 18 months' time, and where do I fit into that, and what do I foresee in that? Do I just win a League Cup? Do I just compete for top 4? Because quite frankly, I'm done with that. I've done that at Dortmund. He's gone through the team where he had to build and earn his place and become the main man, and never win trophies, but establish himself as a really, really good footballer. He doesn't need to do that at Liverpool at all. And I really want Jude. But for the benefit of him, if the future of the football club isn't looking really good, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. Don't waste our 120 million. Because if you don't build around Jude, there's really no point in getting Jude. It's just relying on one player to hopefully just score bangers. And he's not Steven Gerrard, mate. He's a great player, and he could be a completely different player, maybe even better than Gerrard. I doubt it, but he's not Gerrard, and that's what we all need to come to an agreement with, even though, of course, I'd like him. Would you like to see Trent play in a Carabao Cup game next season to try it? Oh, wait there, do you mean in midfield, guys? Are we still going on with Trent in midfield? Come on, let's get into our brain cells. Jurgen Klopp's never tried it. Not once, ever in his entire life. That's why I don't think that we're going to see it anytime soon, and I don't think we're going to see it in the future, next season. I mean, I think if we ever see Trent in midfield, it'll be done by another manager. And if that means, and if Trent ends up being great in midfield, then everyone's going to go with Klopp. But I think he's better as a right back. I know that's crazy, but if you have a sustainable midfield, if you have a compact midfield, and you have a team that defends collectively, like people forget that defending isn't just from the back, it's also from the midfield, it's also from the first line of attack. Defending is a team sport. Trent has never been the one-on-one defender. What he has been is the guy who will allow Henderson to go and cover in for him so he can bomb forward and utilise those abilities and play that wing-back role, which he's always done so well. If we can find a system where he can do that again and not have to worry about the one-on-one defending, then absolutely marvellous. But the midfield keeps getting beat every single time, overran every single time. And yes, I will put more blame on the midfield 3 to the defensive performances opposed to the back line, because the back line should not be getting put in the situations that they are. Should they handle those situations better? Yes, but they shouldn't be getting put there in the first place. It has to be a team collective performance, and when we're getting counter-attacked constantly game after game and conceding goals in the first minute, and then the midfield shits themselves and can't string more than 3 passes together, that's a huge issue. And people, someone called me out on the last watch-along, essentially saying, like, James, you're saying that the Liverpool players aren't running, and that's a cop-out. watch a lot of counter-attacks that we can see. Do you see the players giving 100% in their running? And I know that it's just running and we're playing football and we're not marathon run, but that is a key component, especially when someone's lost the element of something to prove. They're not sprinting the fucking arse off. If I play for Liverpool, I would have to make up in my lack of ability for the hard work, or with the hard work for my lack of ability. Mate, I've got no 5-star skill moves. I've got no weak foot. You know what I mean? I've got a decent ping, but it's no better than a Mario Balotelli ping. No, that's disrespectful to Mario Balotelli. He's a saucy footballer, way better than me. Not for Liverpool, but you get the point. I'd have to run loads, and I don't want people who just need to run. It needs to be organised. It needs to be. And if you are going to sprint wisely. Make sure that you use those sprints when we are getting counter-attacked, especially as it's happening loads. Diego said, I said it to you. Oh, did you, Diego? Was you calling me out, Diego? You little shit. Just laughing. Ryan Johnston says, we lost the Champions League final because he didn't cover far post. Did we lose the Champions League final because of Trent, or did we lose the Champions League final because defensively we were just overall not too great? He could have handled that better. I don't think it was. I think people really overemphasise that. I'm not going to lie to you. But people will just sit there and say, oh, James, you're defending Trent. No incentive for me to do so at all. Aniket says, get the 8 off Naby ASAP. He's going in the summer, so you won't have to worry about that. P.S. We saw Trent play the edge of the box in attack in the early part of the season. He just lacks midfield awareness. Exactly. Trent is not a midfielder. I don't know. There's a reason why he hasn't been played in midfield. He done well there in the academy. At what was at the time a very average Liverpool academy. Let's just call a spade a spade. Never won anything at an under-23 level. Never won anything at an under-21 level. Very average academy. Proven to be when you see the amount of assets we've sold from there recently. He played midfield then, he's not now. Let's enjoy him where he is. I think Klopp has actually maximised Trent's ability by identifying what's the best way to utilise him. Is his passes going to be in tight spaces where he's going to be getting closed down even more, coming up against absolute beasts? And a lot of beasts in midfield, by the way, where he's still going to have to defend, he's still going to have to run his socks off, and he's actually going to have to be more aware of the man on his shoulder, which is also something that he massively lacks. I know that we all like FIFA's boss, and on FIFA you can get Trent in midfield and make it work. I've done it plenty of times, and it's a beautiful narrative, and I love the end goal. It's like, oh, he started as a right back, and then James Redmond and Trent Alexander-Arnold went on to win 50 Champions Leagues, even though you can only do 15 seasons. And it's a beautiful narrative. It won't happen in real life unless another manager comes in. But I don't think he thrives there. James, serious question. Do you think Liverpool can play 3 at the back with our personnel? I've mentioned plenty of times. I think it's a good question. I think it's good to try and change the tactics for short-term improvement. But that's all it is short-term improvement. It's the difference of you getting 10th and 8th or 8th and 7th. We won't finish above that because the players aren't capable. I'm sorry to break it to you guys. You can disagree, and let me know why you disagree in the comments down below. You're just not going to see some of the previous versions of these players again. You won't. I'm not saying they all have to go, but there is a good 2 or 3 big names at the club who have to leave the football club. Who that is, let you decide. But I am thinking Mo Salah. I am thinking Fabinho. I am thinking these players need to go. For the financial opportunity, and listen, if we weren't a buy-to-sell model, fine, keep them. Very happy with that. Now, let them go. Let them go. It's time. They've still got a bit of time left on the contract. If you can get, let's say, 60 to 70 to 80 million for both Fabinho and Salah combined, that's good, because that can now go on another player in the first team squad who's going to have an element of something to prove, who's going to go and show fight. And people don't like that opinion. People don't like the idea of me saying Fabinho going, Salah going. It's not working with them, though, is it, mate? And it hasn't for a while. This isn't just a decision that has been made or came up with over the course of one bad game. It has been 12 months of consistently shit performances from both parties. So that's got to be identified if you want to be a competitive football club. Oliver says, shouldn't he just be a right wing then because he does the attack stuff? No, because you can just get a right forward in the system that we've been playing, the system that's been... Oh, yeah, and you asked me the 3 at the back thing. Oh, yeah, it just doesn't matter who we play, so... to be honest, I don't think it matters where you put who in the midfield, where you put who in the wings, and where you put who at the back. we're getting so many disruptions. But hopefully with Jota being back, and then Diaz coming back soon as well, hopefully that's going to add a massive, massive fire into the team, which I actually think could maybe sort of save our season, but the midfield problem's still there. No, Trent should never play as a right winger. Play right forward. While Klopp's here, never. He's better as a wing back. We've identified Trent as a wing back. or a very good right back if someone can cover him. But Trent most certainly thrives from the deeper positions. You don't get them deep lying passes from Trent if you play him at right wing, which would force him to stay forward. What's boss about Trent is that he's got a bit of explosiveness about him, so he can bomb forward and then put a cross in, or he can do it from the deep lines where he won't have to bomb forward and he can just identify a man from where he's at, which is actually really, really cool and why he's one of my favourite players, to be honest. Like people say, you want De Bruyne? Trent is De Bruyne, just doesn't shoot as much and isn't as good as shooting. But he is De Bruyne. James, out of your current defenders, who would you keep? That's a great question. Right now, Van Dijk, Kanate, Matip has to go. I love Matip. Oh, I love Matip. Why Matip? I want to keep Matip. Life is not fair. But Joe Gomez needs to go. I said it. No, do you know what? Joe Gomez needs to be benched. And permanently benched. Can we all establish Joe Gomez is not good enough to be Liverpool's main starting right back nor centre back? And if we can come to that common ground, can we all agree that he's good enough to be on the bench? But even then, it's still a question because of how inconsistent he is. And you could also argue the best version of Joe Gomez comes when he's getting a consistent run of games, which doesn't apply when you are a bench player. So if someone came in for 40 mil for Joe Gomez, sayonara. Thank you for everything. Thanks for the Prem. Thanks for the champs. Well done to you. Go and enjoy your time at Brighton. 67 says, apparently the Arthur we took on loan is only semi-pro. He looks like Juventus, dude. Can you shed light, please, James? Yeah, Arthur's wank as anything. Matip is being crap. Joel has to go. I'm glad that the chat agrees with that. Because we need to let go of some of these players. Only keeping Gomez for a homegrown rule. That's a very fair point as well. No, you're right. I never take that into consideration. That's a good point. And he does a job at right back when I've seen Joe Gomez play right back. I liked him a lot last season in that position when he came on or covered Trent. I think he was a lot more comfortable there. That's a crazy statement, James. What? Letting Joel Matip go? How is that a crazy statement? If it was Salah and Fabinho, let me know. How is that a crazy statement? Liam says, we need a lot more bodies in. I think, personally, we need 3 new midfielders, Bellingham and 2 others. Liam, you're bang on. You're 100% bang on. If we just go in and get Jude, we're fucked. We are done for. Gomez as a squad player isn't bad. Not at all. Not at all. And we've just signed him to a long-term contract in the summer. So I'm trying to be realistic. I'm not trying to play FIFA career mode and say, right, we just signed him on a new contract, fuck him off. He's young and he can be valuable. And I think Joe Gomez doesn't mind the idea of sitting on the bench at Liverpool. I don't think he minds. He doesn't look like he's upset. He's never caused a disruption. And he's been benched for the past couple of seasons. And he signs a new contract. So I think he's genuinely happy to just see out his time at Liverpool. Obviously, nowhere near as bad. This is a really horrible comparison. I can't believe I'm about to say this. But like Phil Jones, you know what I mean? Like, but except play more. I wish I never said that now. Joe Gomez, if you're watching this, which of course you're not, because you've got a life. No offence to people who's watching them. Don't subscribe. Then I'm sorry. Can James do a... Oh. Chat, do I say this word? Chat, do I say this word or do I offend a country if I say this word? Chat, do I say this word or do I offend a country when I say this word? Can James do a... Oh, that's a word. Oh, that's a word. Oh, that's a word. I don't know if it's just... Oh, that is a word. Is this my man Grace? Nah, this isn't Grace, is it? That's not Grace. He's live on the Big Six right now, the elite show of YouTube at the moment. Abdul, come closer. Abdul, go back. I love that. I love that dude. He's making a profit off people. It's like, I'm not going to lie, it's quite admirable. Like, everyone knows he's bullshitting. He's let you know he's bullshitting, but he's still making peas and TikTok views. Douglas said, it is terrible time for business with all the uncertainty around the Super League. That's also mad. That's also mad. What do you think about the new format? Can someone write in the new format in the chat, please? That would be absolutely beautiful if you could do that. If we lose the Merseyside derby, will we riot outside? No, because people don't give a fuck, and people have got gas bills to pay, and unless we are about to go folded, like when we had Hicks and Gillette, that's the only time Liverpool fans will strongly give a shit. I feel like the fan base could be more competitive, to be honest, and I don't think we're competitive enough right now, and I don't think we have been for a while, and it's a big, big shame. But it is the way it is. James, mate, what do you think about the Super League? Yeah, it's bullshit. Of course it's bullshit. And if FSG comply with it again and no one tries to push them out, then this fan base is just as pathetic as they are. They really, really are. And I'm calling a spade a spade. I associate with this fan base. I will always associate with this fan base. But I'm also not the guy just to say I'm right because I'm a part of a certain cult or group or whatever the fuck you want to refer football fans as, you know what I mean? But we are just as much to blame if we don't push them out the club if they agree to something like this. And I know people say, oh, but the Premier League is the Super League, and there might be credibility to that. But it doesn't break the foundations. It doesn't break the structure. Like, there's been times where it's went from 42 games to 38 games, but it's still a league format. League 1, League 2, League 3, League 4, and that's the way it's always worked. Why break a system? Why impact a system so much? I don't deny change is decent in football, and I don't deny there's a way they can make it work. It doesn't align with what I grew up with, so therefore, kind of like old people now you think are grumpy. I don't see the positives of that new format. But to be honest, I need to look in the format more. James, hypothetically, as City go down, would you take from them? Oh, hypothetically, if City went out, Give me John Stones. Give me Cancelo when he gets back from Bayern. Give me Kevin De Bruyne, even though he's nearly finished. But give me Kevin De Bruyne for a year. Give me Bernardo Silva. We'll make him happy, even though he can't fucking stand us. Give me Edison to be Alisson's backup again. Because we know he's happy with that. Give me the fuck. Give me the fuck out of Ake. Give me the fuck out of Ake. Give me Ake. Give me Stones. Give me most of their players, mate. Give me Diaz. But give me Ake. I'd love Ake. Ake's a really, really nice player. I wish we got him from Bournemouth. English clubs won't join. Premier League will deduct 30 points from any teams who joins it. Yeah, it's a big risk. If that's actually true, that's a really, really big risk. The Premier League can't risk. Teams can't risk 30-point deductions, especially if the Super League doesn't go through again, which, based on recent case studies, is a big possibility. Thank you for the super chat as well, Strasbourg. Absolute ledge. Eamon says, you still on Cop TV, lad? Not at the moment, but not on like a personal fallout. I've just got shit going on, mate, you know what I mean? But I love the Cop TV. Love Alex, love the boys, love Mario. Don't start saying there's any shit. I blame Liverpool for the lynch mob mentality. Lynch mob. I need to get a proper definition on what lynch mob means. And then I can comment on that. Kyle Walker's a bit old. I don't think you need Kyle Walker in a Liverpool system, which is why I wouldn't take him. If you want to give me him as a backup, mate, I'm not going to turn it down. You know what? I'm not. Oh, sorry, yeah. I take Rodri. Oh, best believe. I take Scott Carter. No. Scotty had his days at Liverpool. Shout out to Aniket. I love this. User goated. I despise Naby for trying the legendary number 8 to the infirmary. Let this season go already. Hope Klopp stays. Change 10 things at the club before the manager. I agree. Guys, I agree. I'm sorry, but I agree. People will say, James, you're too kind to Klopp and this, that, and the other. I'm sorry, I don't identify him as the main problem. And listen, guys, the one thing I highly doubt with the way I talk about FSG and the football club, I highly doubt I'll be getting Jurgen Klopp interviews anytime soon. So there's no real incentive for me to back Jurgen Klopp for whatever reason. I don't back FSG. I don't back the players who have actually... sorry, let me rephrase that. I back FSG. I want them to do well, but I don't support what they have been doing. I back the players. I want them to do well. I don't support what they have been doing. And I still support... So I've just conflicted myself. I still go to the games, I still watch the games, and I still commentate on them. And I love the football club, and I'd love nothing more than the players to prove me the fuck wrong and just say, James, you don't know nothing about football. But as I've gone on this football YouTube journey, I learn a lot. Like, I really, really do. I'm a student of the game, mate. Like, I'm always open to being proven wrong. I will watch games of football in multiple leagues. I will identify young prospects, the next big thing which Liverpool could go and capitalise on, the same way they did. I've spoke to people who used to work in the board of director positions. I've spoke to people who know the infrastructure of the football club. When you learn more information, along with that is a change of opinion. I was the same as most Liverpool fans. Yeah, let's win the league. Oh, don't worry, we'll be back again next season. I believed in the PR. I believed in the media. It's non-existent. It's not real. It's just all fugazi. FSG is a problem. The players are a problem. Before Jurgen Klopp. Now, is Jurgen Klopp perfect? No. He's not perfect at all. Not at all. But he's the best man for what we've got. Okay, Klopp goes, who do we get? Thomas Tuchel? No. He's never achieved a footnote of what Klopp has achieved. And Thomas Tuchel's a really good manager. And if we found ourselves in a circumstance where Klopp was gone, I wouldn't mind Thomas Tuchel. But don't replace one for the other directly. If Klopp left, then fine. But no, not as a direct replacement. Graham Potter. A lot of people will disagree, but I don't mind the idea of Graham Potter if Klopp left. I think he's a good manager. But no, not for Klopp. Fuck that. Don't think it solves anything. You lot might have a chance to beat United at Anfield based on United playing every 3 days. United bound to get more injuries and could drop out the top 4. United really needs it. No, I just don't see it. That's a lot of things that need to happen for us to go and beat Manchester United, and that's a big, big shame. That's a proper shady name, but it's true. James, what's your front three what's your front three when everyone is fit, which will never happen. But hypothetically, it does happen. Do you start Salah? No, I replace Salah. I go and buy a new right winger. But yeah, in the front three, if everyone was fit right now, I'd go with Núñez, Jota, and Diaz. I don't mind Núñez being in this front three. I think for the current circumstances, Núñez isn't bad. He's a threat. I think he's a fucking chance waster, but I do think he has something to offer, much more to offer than Mo Salah. He's kind of like Mo Salah when he first joined. Chaos, constant chances, sometimes beats a man, but isn't an elite dribbler. But Salah was just so much more nice with it when he joined, which is why you could see the clash straight away. Whereas Núñez, it's so inconsistent. But yeah, we will most certainly see with Núñez. Frank Lampard, Gerrard assistant. Fuck it off. Fuck off. Xabi Alonso has been doing bitch. You know if Xabi Alonso became Liverpool manager? I don't hate that. He seems just like one of those guys who's going to be a really, really good football manager. And he's smashed it at the moment with... Is it Mönchengladbach or Leverkusen, chat? I believe it's one of those teams, but he's smashing it. Can we get Steve Cooper? Steve Cooper has been doing well. He only needed 28 signings, which he would not get with FSG. Shout out to Ryan Turner, man. He says, big up James, bro. Just want to say thank you for getting me through tough times. Recently with your content, your views, and the way you talk about football is great. Keep smashing it, my bro. Thank you, man. And I'm sorry to hear that you've been going through tough times, and that touched me. That touched me heart, lad. You know what I mean? Reading that message, that's why I paused for a second there. That was a lovely message to read. I'm going through a lot of shit right now at the moment as well, chat. A lot of shit. Yeah, mate, I'm like having a lot of battles in my own brain and whatnot. And if it ever comes across, I'm like being a bit more negative on camera. I do sincerely apologise. I always aim to impress and make people laugh. And I was the class clown in school. I'm not a funny kid, but I'll try and be funny. And if I make you laugh in the process, happy days, because laughing makes your days better. Seeing comments like that's cool, because I've been going through shit. So to show that even through my shit times, I can still help people. That's boss. Nice one, Ryan, lads. I really appreciate it. And stay strong. And God willing, we all wake up tomorrow. We have another chance to go again. Much love to you, Ryan. My G. How many players do you reckon we will sign in the summer? Oh, I think we'll actually sign a few. I think we were linked with Tchouaméni, which didn't happen. Jude Bellingham, which could but isn't likely to happen if we continue the trajectory and we don't put a future plan in place. That can entice Jude Bellingham to come, because I think that's what it comes down to. So if we don't get those two, I think that obviously enhances the amount of players that we sign. Because besides Jude, who else are we going to sign for 100 million? Enzo Fernandez is now at Chelsea. That was probably the only other midfielder that we would have got for a big price. But if we get Jude, I still think... If we get Jude, and I don't see us bring in 2-3 new midfielders, and I see Naby Keita get an extension and Milner get an extension, you can fuck off, mate. Honestly, fuck off. I'm quitting YouTube if that happens. I am. I'm quitting YouTube if that happens, because I'm sick of these contract extensions like the signings, mate. And I remember there was a whole summer of contract extensions and no signings at all. And you're thinking, what the fuck? Pardon me language. That was like a proper scouse fuck. That was like a scally fuck. At least say it with a little bit of pizzazz and a little bit of classiness, you know what I mean? Fuck, you know what I mean? Let the K silence out at the end. I'm going to get demonetised, the fuck. CTRL delete. Banging out the content about Jude Bellingham. Turns out we aren't getting Jude. Surprise, surprise. To be honest with you, mate, I've been saying this for a long time. I think it was possible for a moment. I think that the interest was legit. Doesn't matter though, mate, because if you haven't got a future plan, why is he going to join? Just because he could be a legend at the club? Or he does... Gerrard was nice. Jude's not a scouser. He doesn't have to do the Gerrard role where he suffers through mediocrity and turns down big teams because there's a lack of ambition at the football club. And that's exactly what's at Liverpool at the moment, and people just don't see it. James, do you think... sorry, let me get that one up. James, do you think the era of football coaching is gone with the amount of money pumped in? No. Coaching? No. Football coaching certainly isn't gone. I think it's still prevalent. It's just different with the fact that there's more money in it now. Arthur did not pay his EE bill for December and January. I know this because I work for them. Wow! Can you reveal that information? Isn't that actually like breaking the law, what you've just done? I'm not trying to be a grass. I'm not trying to be a grass. I'm just... That's interesting, though. Juventus not being paid him or something. The interest was legit because his dad said he wanted Liverpool. That's not actually the only reason why it was legit. There's a lot of reasons why it's legit. Jude's actually, like... I can't even confirm this because there's no sources out there besides my sources, but I'm very confident in saying Jude is being open to a Liverpool move. I just don't think now is the time with the way the football club's going, and I think that's going to influence his mind as time goes by. I don't think it's completely out of the question to sign him. I just think it's unlikely. I think before it was maybe 51% sign him, 49% unlikely to happen. Now it's like 70% unlikely to happen. Ravi says, oh no, sorry, that's for someone else in the chat, I believe. Jay says, agents Sancho and Rashford will bring Jude to Old Trafford to play alongside Casemiro. All jokes aside, that is one hell of a duo if that happened. Jay, you laughed, and I know that you probably said it's a joke, you're on a Liverpool fan, so you're in enemy territory. I think that's a great point. Guys, what's not enticing about a new project under Eric Ten Hag with potential new owners, billionaire owners, already playing next to Casemiro, Rashford, Sancho? Like, you know, that they're his mates. You know what I'm saying? They would get along like a fucking house on fire. There's a certain culture at that football club being built. The manager's playing beautiful football with the players that he's got. And they're not back overnight, nor should they be. But they're already competing for trophies. They're very likely to finish top 4. You could see them finish top 3, and that's in the turn of a season. I don't think they'll get Jude, but I think it's a possibility that if they wanted him, Jude would choose them over us if they offered the right process and whatever have you. And there's an incentive for Jude to go there because the same way Liverpool, we've actually won in recent time. United haven't. If he goes there, he can kind of be a part of them coming back, the resurgence of Man United, and be that Sir Alex Ferguson team 2.0, but... If you said this to me last season, that Manchester United were going to be a bigger proposition than Liverpool, that'd be mind-blown. Fair play. Game is the game. How can City like Liverpool compete with London, James? How can a city like Liverpool compete with London, given the money pumps to the capital anyways? Yeah, of course there's always a disadvantage. Like, we're never going to be the most resourced given club in the world. There's never... We'll never have the richest owners in the world. I genuinely don't believe that, but be proud of our history and, you know, try and just get someone who wants to show that little bit of ambition, at least aims to win the league. I feel like that's the bare minimum of the foundation that was previously built by Bob Paisley and Bill Shankly. I think them two set the premise really perfectly. Bob Paisley. How many trophies did Bob Paisley win, by the way? Can we get this up somehow? Let me see. But how many Bob Paisley? How many trophies? Bob Paisley trophies. I believe it was 18 in 9 years, or something absolutely ridiculous. I think it was something absolutely ridiculous, like 18 in 9 years. So, as a manager for Liverpool, bear in mind he was also a player in 1940, in like the 40s and whatnot, and then he was obviously the assistant manager and also a manager at the football club. That's, yeah, you guys will probably have it in the chat as well. 1, 2, 3, wait there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21 trophies. Wow. Well done, Bob Paisley. And Bill Shankly built that foundation, mate. Get what I'm saying? I usually actually do Shankly before Paisley, by the way. It was just Bob Paisley was just on the tip of the tongue. That there was nothing behind that. Stop looking into it just because I'm young. I look into the Liverpool history, mate. I treat it like a history lesson. I love it. I get James. We all love Klopp, but man, his blind loyalty to some players is killing us right now. Do you? Okay. Who? Okay. Salah. Okay, then if Salah doesn't play, who plays instead of Salah? Okay, if Fabinho doesn't play, who plays instead of Fabinho? Bajcetic, which he's playing, by the way. Who? Because he's got no one behind them. Who play? So you're telling me the solution for Salah not playing is Ben Doak, 16-year-old Ben Doak, who's never played for Celtic, never registered a professional goal or assist, a very good talent, and one I think is going to be brilliant, and one I want to see more often. But that is not the person you rely on to solve Liverpool Football Club your problems. You do not rely on an 18-year-old CDM. Spanish CDM when you're Liverpool Football Club trying to compete for league titles or trying to get top 4 or trying to get European positions. This is the hand that we have been dealt through the lack of incompetence at the top. I am not saying Jurgen Klopp is perfect. You are right. He's shown a lot of loyalty to certain players, which has had an influence in the contracts that they've been given. There's no doubt about that. But there is a board of directors there that are employed by FSG who make the ruthless decisions, and these are the guys who haven't gone out and either bought a backup or someone to push these guys in the squad. And I'm telling you now, Jurgen Klopp is not turning down players. He does not turn down resources. It makes no goddamn sense. Zero. Why didn't we sign more last January? Because we're tight bastards, mate. Simple, James. FYI. We contacted Arthur regarding his 2 unpaid bills. As if we're still talking about this. And he said he had a problem with his banking app but couldn't set it up because his finger has been hurting for a while now. Got a sore finger, lad. Sorry, can't send you your dob. Apologies, mate. Ravi says, Ali Jude Bellingham is average. Just another Henderson. Will offer nothing for you. Just based on him, just based on hype. Nah, he's actually a good player, Jude. He's definitely got more ability than Henderson, I can tell you that for free. And Henderson's actually a decent player, technically. He's not elite in any means, but he's actually alright. Would you try a front 3 of Diaz, Gakpo and Nunes? No. I'm not a big fan of Gakpo at the moment. No. In fact, right now, yeah, but Gakpo's not a right winger. Believe me, if Gakpo plays right wing, he's just as shit as Salah, if not worse. Because at least Salah can cop up with a goal. Give me McAllister and Cav... Oh, that's a name. Cavadurane. Oh, he wears number 77. Oh, he comes from Georgia. Is he a Georgian? Yeah, big up the Georgians. My man George. Dear James, your thoughts on the European Super League? Bullshit. It's bullshit. I talked about it a bit more before, but yeah. I feel like you get my point on it. Not good, not nice. Need to look into the format more, admittedly. But no me gusta. You know you're all worried about Jude maybe not coming, but has anyone thought you losing big names if you don't get UCL? Lose them. I hope I lose my keys to the car. I hope I lose my fucking... I don't know, mate. I hope I lose some of these players. We'll be fine if I never found them again as well, by the way. I know people will say I'm our ass and I'm a turncoat. No, mate, I'm just honest. Some of these players shouldn't be playing for the shirt in the current condition, and it doesn't look like they're going to revive out of that condition. Get them gone. These are the guys that have got us into 10th. Read that one out. Owen was brilliant at 16. Why can't Doak be? That's one case study out of millions of case studies where 16-year-olds are not good enough to be in the starting 11 for anybody, and fair enough. You give me this, I raise you. Why didn't Harry Wilson play when he was 16? Because he weren't good enough. Why didn't Ryan Brewster play when he was 16? Because he weren't good enough. I raise you. Why didn't Trent Alexander-Arnold play week in, week out when he was 16? Because he weren't good enough. Now, when he was 17 and 18, he was good enough, but not when he was 16. So I raise you thousands of players who were not good enough to play to their team at 16 years of age. Either way, the point and premise still stands, is that it's a Klopp problem. It's a FSG problem opposed to a Klopp problem. The fact he even has to rely on a 16-year-old Doak. You should get the point there. You're smarter than this, Dara. But I get what you're saying. And I have a lot of promise for Doak. I actually think he's one of the best talents to come out of our academy in years. I think he's going to be great. I don't want it to seem like I'm shitting on him. But you can't rely on him. Do you think the players have down tools for Klopp? No, I think they love Klopp. I do. I think they love him inside and out. They're just shit. I feel like people try and make up narratives because we all watch, I don't know, everyone watches Love Island and shit, don't they? And people watch, like, reality shows and that. Yeah, guess what, guys? Guess what? It doesn't matter at all. Because, yeah, mate, like, listen. I don't even know what I was saying there. I kind of got distracted. Yeah, it's just the fact that the shit. It's not anything to do with narratives and all that. By the way, guys, can we smash the likes? I don't know how many likes we're on, but please do smash those likes. We're going to wrap up soonish. So I'll answer a few. Are we good now, guys? Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? Like, yeah? Can we just get a few fucking thumbs up in the chat? Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I shit myself then. I hate being a YouTuber sometimes. Good stuff now. Beautiful. Beautiful. Wait there. Good now, Alvin. Good now. I got the joke. Alvin and the Chipmunks, and I probably sounded like a chipmunk there. Should Gakpo play centre mid when we get Jota back? What? 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 Get these owners out of my football club. Why are we relying on Gakpo to play centre midfield? No! 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 Fuck that! Sayonara! Fuck off! Get these fucking owners out of my damn football club. I swear to God, you know, if anyone, and I mean anyone, ever recommends to me again the idea or the prospect of FSG or anyone at all playing Gakpo in centre midfield, and Klopp is the problem. The fact that he has to play Gakpo in midfield, we are all high on crack cocaine if that is the case. On that note, I feel like we need to end the stream. Thank you for tuning in. I love every single one of yous, and I feel like these chats always go somewhere, don't they? we've got one more super chat. Shout out, by the way. Hi, James, United fan here. You're a Liverpool fan who speaks honestly about Liverpool. How do you feel about Qatar buying Manchester United, and what do you think about it? Shitting myself. If it does happen, well done to yous. And it's all about the decision making. If they have good decision makers, your football club will be fine. I feel like you've already had the money over the years for the players on the pitch. It's just the stadium that's not being addressed, and other things like the academy. Now that'll get improved. So yeah, the prospect of Manchester United is dangerous if they get those resources together, along with the manager that they've currently got. Thank you for the super chat, guys. Much love. And ours, I'm up at the end there. Come on. Got to make this entertaining somehow. Get what I'm saying? That was a ridiculous suggestion, though. And I just wanted to emphasise my thoughts. End the stream, Dave. Okay. Much love. Mwah. Like the stream, Dave. If your name's not Dave, then like the stream anyway. Bye. Mwah.